I'm Ian Cade. I'm a research manager here in the BFI Research and Stats unit, and foolishly I've signed up to do my second one of these Insight Shorts. So here we go. Right, so what I was given, I've just come back from paternity leave, a month out of the office. 2 weeks ago, I was told that I'm going to do something about what the box office is going to look like in 10 years' time. This was my reaction. We don't deal with predicting things in the future. To quote Knuckles McGinty, I don't predict nothing for no one for nothing. But I'm more of a Paddington sort of person, so I thought, what can we do? Let's look forward. So in 2010, what was the future going to look like? Here we see it was all about 3D cinema and how that was going to come about. We're going to have all the Star Wars films reissued in 3D, and for a little while, a quarter of the box office was made up of that. But last year, it accounted for just 4%, so it wasn't necessarily right. And not every journalist was signed up to it in 2010, as Mark Commode's quote suggests. But that investment in 3D wasn't necessarily all wrong. There was an investment in technology and cinema screens. Led to more screens across the country, 50 more cinemas opening than there were a decade ago. This expansion in facilities has pushed ticket revenue to push beyond ticket revenue, and cinemas are now a sort of an essential part of the UK leisure real estate, almost to some extent the last church on the high street. And that's been shown by, there's been an increase in the box office and in attendance. Now, there's still sort of slightly above inflation, but there's growth there when perhaps the challenging situation of the entire environment is a little bit tougher. But we've been seeing growth across the last 10 years. This one's lasting longer than I thought. So here we go. So this is what the UK looks like in comparison to other markets. We've seen sort of stability there, similar in France, but in Western Europe and the Anglosphere it's been declining. Big growth in Russia and South Korea. All dwarfed, of course, by China with massive growth. India, large decline, and actually a slight sort of downward growth in the United States. But that's just looking at the last 10 years. If we look at cinema history, we'll see that it's really been challenged by the growth in home entertainment previously. Giant rises during the Second World War, down to a nadir of 54 million in 1984. But as you can see, it's gradually increasing. So what has been the thing that's been drawing people back to the cinema in the last 10 years? So these are the top 10 films that have been there since the 1990s. The blue is original IP, the red is franchises and sequels. As you can see, last year was the first year where every film in the top 10 was known intellectual property. And that red wave has been growing bigger and stronger the whole time. So known entities are what drawing people to the big films. But there's huge diversity. Here, if we look at the number of films being released, we've seen growth over the last 10 years as well. It peaked in 2016, it's been sort of stable otherwise. The red bar there is also events, which are now becoming an integral part of the cinema experience. So going to see live shows there. And interestingly, we're seeing that the average ticket price, the blue line there, dips slightly. Is that because there are streamers and suddenly you've got to increase people getting out of their homes? There's more content available at home than ever before. But these streamers are part of the ecosystem of the cinema. The things that are being released on Netflix as big things are from people, independent filmmakers mostly, are the people that are getting things. Martin Scorsese, like that went quicker. Oh, right. So in 30 years' time, what's it going to look like? Big films of spectacular things that are going to drag people out of their home. Continue growth in diversity of things that are being shown. Cinema's becoming a social institution that offer more than just seeing films, where you can see they play a key role in the community, and a growth in crossover with other mediums, such as we're seeing with the XR stories.